Alright, so what I'm doing now is we've got our headliner material on our board. I'm just trimming out the holes where they're going to need to be to mount the headliner console again. This only takes a minute. We've got to do this at our headliner point and our sun visor point, so that if you were to try to just run the sun visor screws in the holes without cutting the holes out, what you would find is that it'll twist up the material as you try to feed the screw in. So you want to have all that stuff cut out. So I'm just using a flat blade here, like so. Now I'm at the sun visor point. I'm being very gentle. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just taking a little pick, and with that pick I'm poking the holes where the sun visor screws go. You just take it, you stick it on, and you twist it. This way when we go to run our screws up and in, it won't be a hassle. So now we've got the headliner prepped. You can see we have our holes roughed in, sun visor holes roughed in. In the back of the board, we had to trim out the holes for the seat belts, and then also split that so the seat belt can feed in and through. So at this point, what we're going to do now is run the headliner board back into the car and begin to secure it down. So to do that, if it's just you by yourself, all you can do is push it up as far as you can. Just lay it in the car. You want to make sure it extends around the seat belts. And work it into place. So if you look at the front of the headliner, you have two plastic clips right here. What you're going to do is line those up to these holes, and they're slide tabs. And what we're doing here is we're going to get those up and into that hole. So what we're going to do first, we've got our front clip sitting in, but we want a lot more support than that right off the bat. So I'm going to reattach my center console, and that's going to give us a lot of support throughout the entire roof line. And how this center console fits is it goes up, and then it hangs on these two on the front and then two on the rear. They're Phillips head screws, and it goes up and then it slides into place just like so. Now the headliner is really supported, it's tight, and it's good in place. So what we can do next is we're going to kind of soft mount everything. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a little of this material forward on the seatbelt, and I'm going to slide that back in. Then we have this trim here, and we'll pop that back in place once we have the back secured in place so everything's tight to where it needs to be. I'm going to go ahead and feed the seatbelt on the other side now. This car is great because it's got fold down rear seats, so it's easy. You just fold them down and hop to. If you're working on a car with a solid rear seat, you're going to have to be a little more ingenious in how you plant your butt in there. Okay, now we've got that in place. This will line up to it in a minute. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this piece of trim here. So what I want to do, I want to tuck down, like so. And then I'm also going to do that on this side. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm now applying the rear trim. And I'm not going to tighten these all the way down, but I'm going to get them decently snugged. That way I can work my way across. Now these two middle ones have an adjustment actually on these two holes, which allow you to adjust it to the left or forward and backwards just a notch.
I have crippling depression.
So what we've done, we finished up our back trim here. We've got all 4 screws in. And then we just are finishing out tightening up our screws here. And this is an overhead count, so this would be for your dome light if it was a regular equipped car. So now that we have that, we'll go ahead, we're gonna move up to our sun visors. And then we're gonna go back to our sail panels and these upper trims. Now you remember at the beginning when we had our pick and we picked our little holes? What I've done is I've gotten the pick back out and I'm running the pick through the hole that I made and then through the screw hole to ensure that I'm going to be able to get my screws in there. See, now that we have our holes picked out, it's a lot easier to run those right up and in, and we're not twisting up the fabric, which is a very important thing. You don't want to twist your fabric all up. And I don't tighten these all the way down until I've gotten all 3 of the screws in, and that gives you a little wiggle room to play with. And on this, because it's a padded headliner, you're just going to turn until you start to hear the headliner material kind of compress. You don't want to go way too tight. There we go. Now we're going to go over to the other side. Now we're just going to run our screws up and in. Like I said, you don't want to run them all the way tight, but just about tight until you get all 3 mounted, and then you'll tighten them all down. Now while we're at it, time to do little things. Dome light gone bad. Had the cover off anyway. Dome light be good. Arr. Just that easy. We got the overhead console together now. So we'll go ahead and we'll pop in our dome light cover and we'll have some light here. There we go. We also went ahead and we put our front light back in. And how we did that is just literally pop it up and in, and you turn it to the right, like a clock. So now what we've done is we've gone ahead, we've removed the old ones. I figure if we have them out, let's put new clips in it. We have a new nylon clip up front, so these will be held in securely as they were supposed to be. And what we want to do, line into our old holes. And then up here, we have our other one. Alright, so our next step here is you have this trim, and this holds the seat belt and it goes up against the retractor. So what it's going to do is there's a tab that slides down behind the plastic trim there, and then once you have it eyeballed up, you're going to give it a whack and it'll snap right up and in. So what we did is we recovered our sail panels also. These are the rear speaker covers on either side. And if you look on the back of them, you have your 4 clips. These clips hold it down. They slide into here and snap down. And then you have 2 holes here. It's going to be this upper that you're going to wallow the little hole through. As you can see right there, see it coming through? That's going to be for your sail panel coat hook. Just like that. Poke it through. Then you're gonna slip these on. Once you slip them on, you slide that down. Make sure all four have attached. So what you do is you'll feel around until you hit it. And then once you hit it, you're just gonna draw that down and tight. And this is the little coat hook you would use if you wanted to hang your coat or, you know, your clown suit. So this little coat hook, now we've got it screwed down, and this is where you can hang your cloak when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons with your friends. Alright, so we got this side set. We're going to go ahead and hit this other side now. And once we have this other side installed, headliner's done. Alright, so we're done here. We have our headliner installed. Looks great. If you remember, this headliner was sagging all over the place. The material had fallen down all around. Now it looks like brand new. Now you see there's some little indentations where we've handled it as we've installed it. Those are going to come right out on their own. Also, if you notice, we redid the sail panel covers. There's another video showing how to do that at home. And we've really taken a major step in getting the interior of this car just back to A+. I'm Pete DeFazio. I'm with F-Body Warehouse. Please check out our YouTube channel, which is F-Body Warehouse 1. And all the products that we installed today you can buy at F-Body Warehouse. Be sure to follow our videos, and we do appreciate you. And until next time, happy F-Body.